Hey everyone, welcome back to The Dark Trilogy, episode 19. And since the last episode, I made my way down into the mines, trying to do a little bit of mining. I managed to come back with a few diamonds. I didn't really get too many, but I just didn't really get a chance to do too much, mainly because I've been running low on industrial craft power. The windmill just has not been working really. It looks nice on the house, and I'm probably going to leave it up for decoration, but I think it's time to go ahead and work towards something that'll start producing us a little bit more reliable power for the time being. So I'm going to work towards that here in just a little bit. But at the end of last episode, I started working with the travel anchors from Ender.io, and was hoping to get this to work to, basically to my Botania area. Now, this is about as far as these are going to go by themselves. So let's go ahead and take a look at trying to extend the range a little bit, or at least allowing us to transport ourselves or teleport ourselves from here to our Botania area with the travel anchor. So let's go into Ender.io, and what I'm looking for is the Staff of Traveling. So that shouldn't be too bad to make. I was already looking at it and already prepared making some of the dark steel we're gonna need. So obsidian, pulverized coal, and some iron in an alloy smelter, and that'll give you some dark steel, which you can also use to make some of the armor from Ender.io, which is really, really cool. But we're also going to need a few other things. We're gonna need an Ender crystal, which requires a vibrant crystal, Borandarium. Thankfully we have that. And it's also going to require an Enderman soul. And that shouldn't be too hard to really get. We have access to the end, right? So let's see what we can do. Let's see, quite clear glass. I believe I need some nether quartz. So I'm gonna grab 15 pieces of nether quartz. I'm gonna toss this into the alloy smelter on alloys only mode, and that should cook up some fused quartz glass, if I remember correctly. Yep, there we go. Well, fused quartz. We'll just call it fused quartz then. That works too. Now, the other thing we're going to need, if you noticed, to make the Ender crystal itself, we're also going to need a machine called the Soul Binder. And I don't think that's actually too hard to make. We should have just about everything we need to make that itself. Where are you hiding from me? There it is, the Soul Binder. So we need some solarium, machine chassis, and we're gonna need some mob heads. We got zombie head, skeleton head, creeper head, and an enderman head. So I should have all of those laying around as well, especially in my mob's chest. There we go. 4 pieces of solarium already ready to go. Machine chassis, and should be a simple click into our crafting station. Perfect. Now all we gotta do is set this guy up with a little bit of power. Now let me make sure this is not in big holes mode. Darn. I was hoping I was gonna put it right underneath there. That would have been really, really nice. Can I just... Another facade. Darn. I guess we'll just pop it right here in the corner for now. That might look a little awkward. I'm gonna have to fix that. Probably right now. Let's do that. Otherwise it's gonna be able to see through, so let's just put a brick right there. That should be able to fix that pretty easily. Nice. Awesome. So now we got some fused quartz right here. Awesome. So if I'm not mistaken, takes 4 nether quartz to make 1 fused quartz. Oh, I thought it was 3. Ah, my bad. Fine. You know what? 3 is all I really needed anyway. So we just need 3 to make ourselves a what? Soul vial. How do you make soul vial again? I've lost my mind. Oops, forgot the solarium. Whoops. At least I have that though. And solarium to make the soul vial. There we go. So now I have you. Haha. So we have our soul vial. We're gonna need, let's see, our enderium, which we have a fair amount of, more than what we need, more than likely. And let's go ahead and put this away. Grab us an emerald, and we'll quickly craft up a vibrant crystal. There we go. So let's head back to the staff. So we just need the dark steel now. grab us an Enderman Soul. We got the Vibrant Crystal. We need 10 levels of experience, which I don't think we're lacking on at the moment. And the Dark Steel. That's right. Alright, so last but not least, we just need that Enderman Soul. So one thing I could do is I could do a little bit of traveling around outside. Hope Enderman spawns. Or I could just try to quickly make my way off. Oops, there's some Enderman right there, actually. Perfect. So we're just going to walk up to these guys all nice like, you know, no big deal. Oh, wow, there's actually a lot of them. Whoa, 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 whoa. You can back off, and you can just die. All right, well, I guess the other one did. Anyway, so we're just going to be like, hey, just, right, there we go. Hello, we got ourselves an Enderman Soul. Awesome, and I'm just going to take care of your friends. I don't need you guys hanging around here. Get away from my property. Get out of here. Hey, thank you, and thank you for your patronage. Chicken, you saw nothing. All right, let's get back home. I've also did a little bit of looking around. I noticed in my chest that I did have a few more miniature red hearts laying around. I thought I did. I just didn't know where they were at. And I actually noticed that they were hiding in my... Whoa! Hey, Fred, what you doing in my basement? You weren't invited. Go home. I noticed that they were hanging out here in my nether chest, so I went ahead and placed them back into the system, and they made their way to my tinker's chest, my tinker and BuildCraft chest. So we got 5 miniature red hearts, and we got 2 more of the yellow, so not too bad. We should be able to make some heart canisters up very soon. So let's put that in there. The soul vial, use player XP. And shouldn't take too long to craft up the crystal we need. Almost there. Nice. Ender crystal. And we get our soul vial back, which is even better. Alright, so now if we take our dark steel, our ender crystal, we have ourselves the Staff of Traveling. Now this uses a little bit of power, to allow us to transport between, either travel anchors themselves, or we can just use it without the travel anchors to travel a short distance. So if we shift right click, we can go from maybe here to there. It's not really too far. You can also go upwards. You can also make your way through walls, I believe, that aren't too thick. So, ow. Let's try that again. Okay, that was weird. Let me through. There we go. See, made it to my porch. It looks like you can make your way through walls. Probably a little bit better if you're right next to them, probably. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Ow. Yeah, that's a lot better. Doing it from down here, up to try to get to the next floor, not so much. But if you guys notice, it shows the travel anchors right up on my screen. And if we just right click towards the one we want to go to, it'll teleport us right to that one. So I guess it uses more power dependent on how far away they are. So let's go ahead and try to set this guy up at the Botania area now. So you, Brad, chill out. Creeper, get out of here. You, not playing your games. Why are you guys chilling in my Botania area? Get out of here. It's my place. I'm gonna have to light this place up with some flowers or something. Anyway, let's set this guy up. Maybe... Ooh, nice hat, skeleton. Oh, I guess I already had that one. Whoops. Let's set him up right in here. Maybe in the center. And I think that's it right about here. So we should be able to use our Staff of the Traveling to get back and forth between here and our Botania area. Awesome. Well, and our base, that is. That works for me. Alright, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get a few other things just sorted up real quick, and we'll be right back. Alright, Windmill. Don't think you quite heard what I said earlier. I said I was going to make a new source of power generation from BiblioCraft. And you're still not working. Alright, now it doesn't matter. I was still going to make it anyway. I'm going to make myself a couple of geothermal generators from BiblioCraft. That should provide us with about 40 EU per tick. Each geothermal generator provides us with 20. So for that, we're going to need ourselves some lava. And I already got a few things ready. I've got my soul vial back out. Got a little bit of fused quartz ready to go, plus another piece of solarium, which I didn't forget this time, to get another soul vial. Now we just need to capture ourselves a couple more Enderman souls. I need a couple of the Ender crystals again. I plan on making a set of transdimensional, wait, is that what they're called? Transdimensional receivers? Not dimensional transceivers. Wow, I butchered that one, didn't I? Yeah, I might get it confused a little bit. Dimensional transceivers. Dimensional transceivers. Yep, that's right. That sounds right. So 2 vibrant crystals. And for our dimensional transceivers, we need a couple pieces of electrical steel. We're going to need some more fused quartz and 2 octadic capacitors. All right, so some electrical steel. Got a good handful of that ready to go already. 200 crystals. We're going to need some more fused quartz. So that means we're going to need about, I'm going to say about 16 pieces of nether quartz. Toss that into our alloy smelter. And if I can't find an Enderman, I'll probably just run off to the end real quick and just pick up 2 Enderman souls for our soul vials there. Lastly, we're going to need 2 Ender resonators. So we're going to need some silicon, some solarium, and 2 Enderman heads. So 2 of you, 4 of you, 4 of these guys. Then I believe 2 energetic alloys plus 2 ender pearls in our alloy smelter. That'll give us our vibrant, I believe that is. What is that? Vibrant alloy? Yep, that's right. All right, that'll be making its way into here. So we'll just toss that into the slice and splice here in just a minute. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Okay, I was wondering what happened. I was like, you're taking way too long. Perfect. There we go. Toss this into our slice and splice. That's an awesome name, by the way. So I guess it only takes 1 at a time, which is not necessarily a bad thing. We'll go ahead and set up the other one while that one's working. There we go. And I'll let that work. I'm going to go ahead and make my way off to the end. Did I say the nether earlier? Yeah, I totally meant the end, if I did say that. And I'm also going to go ahead and pick up these 2 generators that I made earlier. And we'll be using those in the making of our geothermal generators. So I'll see you guys back once I get back from my little journey off to the end. Alright guys, made my way back from the nether, and I couldn't help myself. I had to grab some more ender pearls while I was there. So let's go ahead and put those away. Got myself a couple enderman souls as well, and a few extra ender heads as well. So we'll pop those into our system real fast. And let's get ourselves crafting 2 dimensional transceivers. Now, might be wondering what I plan on using these for to get myself a little bit of industrial craft power. Well, I'm going to be using these to power a nice endothermic pump that I'm going to be placing in the nether. So let's go ahead and try to find, oops, not in that one, glowstone. I'm going to need 8 pieces of that. We'll go ahead and craft up this, our glowstone. And I believe, like to take capacitors, we need 2 vibrant alloys. I'm going to need 4. So that's why I came in here. Need to craft up some vibrant alloy. We'll pop that in there. And let's get this going. Actually, you know what? In the meantime, while that's cooking up, I wouldn't mind making some more of these basic capacitors. I'm going to grab this signalium I have. I made some up a while ago. Grab some of the redstone, stack of gold, and I'm just going to try to make as much capacitors as I can. So there we go. 20 more. Yep, that'll work. That'll do for now. So we'll put all that back away. So for the capacitors, we need, I think, a little bit more pulverized coal. I'm going to need 2 of those. And what else did I need for that double layer capacitor? Energetic alloys. Gotcha. All right, so 2 pulverized coal, 2 energetic alloys, and 2 capacitors. I always get that mixed up. There we go. So we got our double layer capacitors ready, glowstone. Now we just need the vibrant alloys. Please tell me I didn't get that one mixed up. Good, didn't. 2 octadic capacitors. Not too bad. All right, so now just the simple ender crystal, which I say simple. Let's pop the soul vial, vibrant crystal in here, 10 more levels of experience. We'll let that do its thing. Pull out our ender resonators. And we're just about there. So we need 2 there in the corners. Ender resonator, fuse quartz, octadic capacitors, and then lastly, the ender crystal right in the center. And that should give us a dimensional transceiver. Awesome. So I need 2 of these. I'm gonna wait for you. Come on, finish up. Thank you. And we'll go ahead and place that one to get our second one. Nice. So 2 dimensional transceivers. Now, let's see, I believe that is pretty much all I have to do. I want to set one up right here next to my power line. Actually, you know what? Right here might not be a bad idea either. Pop that right there. Oh, that looks awesome. It also stores itself. Looks like it has an internal buffer of 250,000 RF. It says on Wayland it has 500,000. Oh, the send and receive buffer. Okay, so it has a local buffer plus a send and receive buffer. I see. That's pretty cool. All right, so we're gonna want to receive. Is this fluids? I believe this is fluid. So we're gonna want to be able to receive fluids. I have not really played with this thing at all, so hopefully I'll be able to set this thing up. Nice. All right, we got power. We want it to send power for sure. So I guess, let's see, we'll just set this up as main power. Because I probably may, there we go, that'll work. And we want this to send. All right, I'm pretty sure that's right. And then on this, we'll set this up to lava. We'll just put lava input. That'll work. All right, we'll add channel, and we want this to receive. All right, that works. Go ahead and close that behind us, and we'll set this up probably into the Nether with an endothermic pump. So let's go ahead and get that started. All right, so what do we need to make an endothermic pump? All right, this looks a little different than I remember. So we're gonna need an IndustrialCraft 2 pump, plus some ender-infused obsidian, which we should be able to make no problem. 4 pieces of obsidian, not a problem. Ender pearl, got plenty of those now. All right, so we're set on those. We need an iron pickaxe, 2 buckets, and it looks like a diamond. So we're gonna need an iron pick. Let's grab ourselves a couple sticks. And I believe we got ourselves 2 buckets in there as well. Perfect. Nice iron pickaxe, 2 buckets. Looks like we got everything else. All we need to do is get ourselves a pump. So we're gonna need some empty cells. All right. Actually, you know what? I could do that. Some tin plates. All right, 10 plates. Do I have some of those laying around? Got iron, but I don't have any tin. So let's grab this. We'll grab a few pieces of tin. We'll just go ahead and grab 8. There we go. That should be more than enough. We'll jump back to our machines here. Let's see, which one am I looking for? I believe it's the metal former. And I believe we want to set this to rolling mode. Is that right? For the empty cells, extruding mode. There we go. Now that should give us our empty cells. Perfect. So we need, I believe, 4 of these. And then might need a few more, actually, for the geothermal generators. I can't remember if it was these or a different kind. We're also going to need electronic circuits, machine casing, tree tap, and mining pipes. Which, that's not too bad. All right, come on, guys. Speed it up here. I don't have all day. That should be enough. All right, let's see what all we have in our IndustrialCraft chest ready to go. We got our iron plates ready for the pump, the mining pipes. We also need that for the machine casing, so we'll pick that up. We need some copper cables, a little bit of redstone, Go ahead and grab a little bit more iron while we're at it. So we can go ahead and make some more of these, some plates, because we're going to need a machine casing as well. There we go. We're also going to need an electronic circuit. We're going to need a few pieces of wood for a tree tap, and I believe, is that 5 pieces? There we go. And lastly, I believe we're going to need just that mining pipe. So we need actually another tree tap. Darn you. Nope. There we go. Perfect. All right, so iron plates. That'll give us our mining pipes. 2 of those. Electronic circuit. Basic machine casing. Some empty cells. And what am I missing? Ah, tree tap. Secondary tree tap. Perfect. There is our pump. So interfused obsidian. Diamond at the top. Iron pickaxe. And I need a bucket of lava plus a bucket of water. Bucket of water. Very easy. Got that just sitting out here. Boom. And in fact, actually, you know what? I don't need that other one. I got a bucket of lava in here. Actually grabbed a few for the smeltery, but in this case, we'll go ahead and just use this one. Awesome. Endothermic pump. So, endothermic pump is really awesome. And for servers, it's really helpful to help, you know, replace like the lava source blocks with just stone, so that way it doesn't really cause like a lot of lag with flowing lava. Also, it doesn't cause like block updates. So really nice. Self chunk loader only loads what it needs. That will work for me. All right, so let's go ahead and put all this stuff away that we don't actually need at the moment. So we got ourselves our endothermic pump, dimensional transceiver. Now, before I actually head off to the Nether, I really wouldn't mind making another travel anchor. This time for our Nether portal. Would make it a lot easier to get there. In fact, it would be a lot easier to use that and to get back and forth between here and our mine as well. Would just make things a lot easier on me. So I'm going to go ahead and grab another diamond. Make myself a pulsating crystal. And craft up another travel anchor. Awesome. So I'm going to put that away for now. In fact, I think you can, if you right click on these, I think you can actually set a name for this. So I'm going to call this home. I'm not sure if that actually shows up or not. Oh, it does. Nice. And I think you can place an item in here. Maybe. I'm going to grab some black wool. I'm going to grab a little bit of wood. I'm going to make a bed. And I believe it might use the icon for... Oops. No. Hold on. For, just as display. Ah, nice. So you can really kind of see really quick as, besides the lettering, what area is what. So that will work. I'm going to grab myself a flower for my Botania area. And for the Nether, in mine area, I might just jump upstairs and grab myself a bucket of lava. That'll work. All right, so let's jump over here. Right click on this and we'll call this, I cannot type. Botania. And I'll set this to a mystical magenta flower. Okay, so that renders a little weird in there actually. The home works out perfectly. And then I'll go ahead and lay out down here on this level where we have our portal set up at. I'll go ahead and set up another travel anchor. Perfect. And we'll go ahead and call this mines/nether. We'll set up a lava bucket right there. Perfect. So we can go back and forth between here, home, and our Botania area. All right, so let's go ahead and jump down into the Nether and get this endothermic pump sending us some lava. All right, guys, in the Nether, I'm going to go ahead and try to find a nice, suitable location for our endothermic pump. And I think we got a nice body of lava right down here, in fact. So let's go ahead and get this ready to go. might even just jump over here and quickly snag some netherrack for some building. Because I didn't bring any building blocks. It's kind of my fault. Alright, that should work. So we're going to have to place this pretty much right down in the middle of this nice giant lake. Oh, actually, this should work just fine. This is sitting right on top of the lava. One level right above it. And this is pretty much about in the center. As far as my mini-map's concerned, we got a nice large area of lava. And I'm not really sure the distance of our endothermic pump here, but should be good enough for now. So let's go ahead and set this up. And if we have this, let's see. Like I said, I'm not sure. Oop, we got power. Nice. Exactly. Oops, it looks like it's working. How these are supposed to work, but I'm just kind of guessing. So available lava input. So if we set this to send, it's receiving power, working. It's a lot of lava noise, by the way. And this thing should self-chunk load. The endothermic pump has power, as it says in Wayla at the top of the screen. It says 10,000 out of 10,000 RF. And this thing should be ready to go. All right, I'll see you guys back at base in just a minute. And back at base, we should be receiving fluid from our dimensional transceiver now. Just need to be able to extract it from the dimensional transceiver. So to do that, I'm gonna make myself some conduits from Ender.io. So we got fluid conduits we can make, or we can make the pressurized fluid conduits, which move a little bit more than just the normal fluid conduits. So max extract is 50 millibuckets per tick. Pressurized is 100 millibuckets per tick. And all that really requires is a little bit of fused quartz. And it does not seem too bad, but I think for the meantime, let's go ahead and just use the normal. We'll use quite clear glass with some conduit binder. I'll get some of the other made up later, but for now, this should work. So let's see, how much do I want? You know, just give me all of it. Let's just make what we can, because from where I'm wanting to put this, it might be a little distance away. So hopefully we have enough. All right, so we'll put this over to the side, and now I want to find a way to store this, because I would like to have some use for this as well later. So I want to make a drum from extra utilities. So one drum will be able to store 256 buckets of lava. Pretty awesome. So this is just going to require a little bit of steel, some iron. Let's grab that real quick. So 7 for the crucible, 4 for the 2 pressure plates. Wait, what? There we go. Nice, thank you. Did not want to work there for a minute. And 1, 2 of you. Crucible, not crucible, cauldron. Thinking Thaumcraft, that's later. There we go. Got ourselves a drum. Now, last but not least, I wanted to make a new power generation, a new power generator for from Industrial Craft. The geothermal generator. There we go. Now I can say it right. So 2 empty cells, 4 pieces of glass, 4 iron item casings, plus the 2 generators we already have. And we should be set to go. So let's see. Really? You would do that to me. I was gonna say we're just 1 shy for what I need. I need 4 of these. And then lastly, I think that's it. I think we're good. Wait, what? No. Need 4 more pieces of glass. So there we go. This should give us 2 geothermal generators. Output 20 EU each. So now we should have a total of 40 EU per tick. And I think what I'm going to do is probably just move the whole thing downstairs, seeing as how the windmill's not working. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab this. Maybe we should use this guy. Let's just go ahead and put this on. Hold on, let's give you just a little bit of power. Put that in there. I think that might be enough. Should grab it from there. There we go. All right, and I'll clean the rest of that up later. I'll just get rid of all the cabling. So let's set this up downstairs here. All right, so CESU, which I'll probably be upgrading soon. Let's just set this all up over. Really? Maybe not over there. Maybe we'll set it up. Drat. I was hoping to make it look nice, but I think for now, this will work. Can I at least do this? Awesome. That will work. Except that didn't work. That'll work. Alright, and we'll send this over from here. Get more view. And we'll just connect that like so. Connect these two like this. And I believe that should be ready to go. We just need to grab our fluid conduits. Have this send over from our dimensional transceiver. So I'm actually a little curious. I should be able to... Oh, nice. Look, you can see the lava. So holding these in the hand reveal through the actual conduit facades that we have should allow us to place these in here like this. So there we go. I'm just going to kind of utilize what I have and pull this all the way over to our geothermal generators. Awesome. Actually, let me grab my Yeta wrench. Get rid of that, and I think I need to... There we go. Just a little right click on this one down here. Nice. We have ourselves some lava input coming in. Awesome. Nice. That thing filled it up quick, too. Look at that. So is this filling up with power? No. No, it's not. Did I have this set up wrong? There we go. Now it's inputting power. Perfect. So we got ourselves 40 EU per tick coming in. Everything's looking awesome. I'll go ahead and clean this up a little bit. I'll make some more conduit facades. But besides that, I just need to go ahead and set up the drum. So I'm probably just going to go ahead and have this sent over here. I had picked up my Tinker's Steelworks high oven. So hopefully... No, hold on. No. Bad. Hopefully we have enough of these conduits to reach over here. Might just have enough. Probably not. Ugh, darn it. Let me in there. Ugh. Why won't you let me in? There we go. Perfect. Alright, so we'll get rid of you. And you know what? This might actually work. There we go. Because I wanted to set it up right about there, kind of level with everything else. And I'll get another conduit facade and fix that one. So all we got to do is wrench this, and any excess, nice, looks perfect, will flow right off into that barrel for now. So should be feeding our geothermal generators, and any excess, like I said, should make its way straight into this lava drum right there. Nice. We already got about 50 buckets worth of lava coming in. That's gonna work for me. So I wanted to get some more of that conduit facade made up as well. But that's gonna about do it for today, guys. I want to say thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys have any helpful tips, tricks, or comments, feel free to put them in the comment section down below. If you guys would rate the video, I'd really appreciate it. And until next time, we'll see you guys then. Goodbye.